Prince Charles in full kilt as he headed to Scotland to visit volunteer beach cleaners. Charles, 72, met with volunteers at Scrabster Beach in Caithness, Scotland. He will take part in several engagements in the town of Thurso during his visit. Wearing a kilt in Rothesay tartan, Charles met with Dorcas and Alan Sinclair, founders of the Caithness Beach Clean Group. A kilted Prince of Wales has visited a beach cleaning group in the north of Scotland. He met with volunteers at Scrabster Beach in Caithness on the northern tip of the country today. During his visit, he planted a tree at the newly restored House of the Northern Gate. He will take part in several engagements in the town of Thurso during his visit to Scotland, where he is known as the Duke of Rothesay. Wearing a kilt in Rothesay tartan, Charles met with Dorcas and Alan Sinclair, founders of the Caithness Beach Clean Group. They showed the prince some of the objects they have collected from the more than 3,500 beach cleans carried out since the group was founded in 2019. He then planted a tree at the newly restored House of the Northern Gate, and met with craftsmen who worked on the project. During his visit, His Royal Highness will be greeted by the Lord Lieutenant of Thurso, John Archibald Sinclair, Viscount Thurso of Ulster, who will introduce husband and wife, Mrs. Dorcas Sinclair and Mr. Alan Sinclair, founders of the Caithness Beach Clean Group. His Royal Highness will go on to meet with volunteers on the beach and view and discuss objects recently cleared, collected and recycled by the group. The objects included a coaxial cable which Miss Sinclair told the prince they were holding onto in case they could find someone to use it. Charles joked with the media covering the visit, "You don't need any coaxial cables, do you?" Speaking to the ahead of the visit, Miss Sinclair, 64, said the group had picked up more than 31 tons of plastic since they started. "We find horrible things like syringes, needles and even a gas mask," she said. "Recently we found a giant buoy. One of the cleaners got a tiny leather child's shoe that is absolutely ancient. There is also lots of pants, would you believe? So many people find men's pants, only men's, never women's, and we talk about having a pantometer because there's a running joke about who finds the most pants." Miss Sinclair and her husband, who live 4 miles outside Thurso, go to 6 to 8 beaches on the north coast of Scotland a week. She said, "The beaches here are now so good we've got to travel because there's not as much to clean. We're also really trying to include children in the beach cleans because it's their world. If a child goes out with their parents, I send them a certificate and a badge, we run competitions for them and we've got them designing things like dog poo posters." On Charles's visit, she said, "He's such an environmentalist himself, we're really pleased he's recognizing what we're doing here." Asked what she would speak to the prince about, Miss Sinclair added, "I'd like to tackle him about fishing because 99% of what we pick up is fishing related, nets, reels etc., in case he can use his influence." Charles last traveled to Caithness in 2019 when he visited a wind farm and whiskey distillery. It comes just a day after the Prince of Wales uncovered a plaque for the monument at the National Memorial Arboretum in Staffordshire, which commemorates almost 5,000 police officers and staff who have died on duty, 1,500 from acts of violence, since half-brothers Henry and John Fielding established the Bow Street Runners in 1749. After the event, Charles could be seen chatting with singer Catherine Jenkins, 40, who sang during the service and appeared totally charmed by the royal. The pair, who first met over a decade ago, could be seen sharing a laugh with one another, with the Welsh singer appearing particularly tickled by a joke Charles had told.